Diageo, who is the owner of Ciroc, for racism or something like that. Diageo apparently, I think they might have lost the lawsuit. Diageo allegedly sends out private investigators to start snooping around and seeing some shit that Diddy might do. There is one way that you could nullify their contract, and that is if he breaks a morality clause. So if you were charged with a federal crime, that might be enough to break your contract, right? Because, for example, if you're the ambassador of a brand, but then you're charged with a felony, you can't stay on as the ambassador for the brand, so that would nullify it. So maybe in an effort to save the $1 billion payout or whatever it was, they tell these private investigators dig up as much as possible. They've got connections to feds. I mean, this is the liquor lobby at the end of the day, right? This is a very powerful lobby. They start giving them this information, and then the feds go after it. They have a real case.
They want to completely destroy Sean Puffy Combs publicly and financially, because this could have very easily been state charges. And as you know, the feds have a 97% conviction rate. Somebody wants Sean Puffy Combs completely destroyed. And I think I know who it is. I believe it is Diageo. It is the British-based liquor company that Puffy was doing business with. They're one of the biggest liquor companies in the world. They market and sell some of the most popular brands of liquor, including Ciroc. And Diddy had an agreement with them where they would help him market his daily owned tequila brand. Diageo got upset with Puff. They said, you done already made $1 billion off of us. How dare you sue us and try to make a few more billion off of us? Diageo and Puff settled out of court in January. Puffy's homes are raided in March.
Hey, I'm in Texarkana, Texas.
What city was that?
Texarkana, Texas.
Anna, how you doing there, beautiful?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. The question of the day, my queen. Some black people believe even if Puffy is innocent of a federal charge, he should still go to jail for the things he has done in these streets. Do you agree that it's okay to lock somebody up for a crime they didn't commit because they did do other things in the community that we don't support? Where do you stand on this? Should Puffy go to jail just because he's Puffy, or should he be released if he's not guilty of interstate sex trafficking?
He should be released if he's not guilty of interstate sex trafficking. It's not a crime to be a freak.
That's right.
It's not a crime. There's no reason that he should be. I mean, so when did it become illegal for me to have 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube? Like, I'm a freak. I like to have fun.
That's right.
He should not be locked up behind that. You go to these judges and doctors and lawyers, they go to kink parties. You ever go to kink.com? I mean, I'm just kind of putting it out there, but you go to kink.com, you see them all at these little underground parties, but you don't see them being tried for sex trafficking.
That's right. That's right. Why do you think black women want him in jail even if he's not guilty of a federal crime?
People just jumping on that little train. They're jumping on the train. Like, my thing is, I don't condone what happened with him and Cassie.
Neither do I.
But I believe Cassie sold her soul, don't get me wrong, to a certain degree. I really do. She knew what she was getting into, but she didn't deserve what she went through either. But that's the kind of price you pay when you want to be in that life, and it's not right. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead, Queen. You good.
But I'm just saying, like, nobody
Why you
knows.
Keep turning that light off?
No, I'm in my house and it's dark in my house. Let me go on my porch so you can see me. I keep it dark. I'm like a vampire.
All right.
Okay. Sorry about that.
We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. Go ahead, Queen.
But people, they want to jump on the train. You just hearing what people, these are allegations. At the end of the day, they're allegations. You are innocent until proven guilty. And when none of this stuff came out until everybody started saying, oh, well, Cassie got a settlement. Now we got problems with Diddy. And to me, I think Diddy is the fall guy for somebody even bigger in the system. I really do. I think they just want to lock up our black men. Bill Cosby. They didn't have a problem with Bill Cosby until he was getting ready to buy Peacock.
That's right.
Now all of a sudden he's a predator. He's this, he's that. It's crazy. I could go on and on.
But how far are you from Dallas?
I am 2 hours from Dallas.
Okay, I'm speaking in Dallas on October the 12th. There's a big event for the black contractors there. It's open to the public. I'm going to post the information on my page, though.
Please do. I'm going to come see you.
Hey, gorgeous. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
All right.
All right,
Thank
Mom.
you. Bye.
Okay. We must stay focused, African males. We must stay focused. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde. We tapping in with everybody. We going live on a Diddy situation. Do you believe Sean Puffy Combs should go to jail for past deeds, even if he's not guilty of a federal crime? Should Sean Puffy Combs go to jail for past deeds, even if he's not guilty of a federal crime? That's the question, family. Queen BB going twice. Queen BB going 3 times. Where you at, Queen BB? You tapping in or not?
Hey, how you doing, Dr.
All
Omar?
right, Queen.
How you doing today?
All right. Face that, Queen BB.
You said what?
Where you city? Where you at?
Oh, Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan. I'll be up in Lansing in a couple weeks. What is
Okay.
this Puff Daddy situation? Some black women feel like he should go to jail even if he's innocent of the federal crime because of other things he's done in the community. What do you believe?
I don't believe none of it, though, honestly. I really don't. I think it's way bigger than what we really seeing today. I really don't believe nothing because the videos, like, I feel like they've been just sitting on these videos to wait to something like this to happen. I don't believe none of it. Because if y'all gonna prosecute him, y'all need to prosecute everybody else that from way back when I was born to anybody. So if y'all gonna prosecute him, everybody need to go down.
Around in a few. I'm gonna be out here for a while.
Go.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, not tonight. Yeah, I'm just getting some work done on the school. Take my number. Where your phone at? Take my number. Go ahead, BB.
Yeah, but that's just the way I feel about it. I'm not really into like celebrity lives or anything like that, but I just feel like that if he goes down, everybody needs to go down. Everybody know that Diddy been freaky for years, so it's nothing new. But for y'all to just try to prosecute him over baby oil,
Right.
like you got something bigger than that.
Got a whole community of freaks in Hollywood.
That's what I'm saying. Like what? It's crazy. It's crazy to me.
I can lock you.
Absolutely.
Got you. All right, Queen. Absolutely, Sister BB. Because for me, like you said, baby oil is not a federal crime. Having a house is not a federal crime if you own them.
Right.
You know, Cassie, that was wrong. But he's not accused of beating Cassie. Keep on seeing idiot comments for the video of him beating Cassie. He's not being charged with beating on Cassie. It got nothing to do with this federal arrest. It has nothing to do with he's being charged with state sex trafficking. That is the charge. Not domestic.
Sex trafficking?
Yes. Yeah. It ain't got nothing to do with Cassie. Nothing. Yes. State sex trafficking is the charge. And I'm saying if we ain't got no evidence, let them go. But
So
people,
they don't have any evidence for the sex trafficking?
not that we've seen. They say they do, but they won't release
So
it.
why they ain't put that out there yet? There.
Because it's weak. And they needed him off the streets during the election season because they know he will campaign Kamala Harris. And I don't support Kamala Harris, but Puffy is a big-time Democratic supporter. And Donald Trump's army, his judges, needed Puffy off the streets so he couldn't help Kamala Harris get them New York City
So
votes.
you saying Donald Trump put him like have something to do with why he in prison?
Maybe not Trump himself, but the Republican power structure. You know, a lot of them judges, they Republicans. They're Republicans.
Yeah.
Puffy to be able to influence the election by getting Kamala Harris votes in New York City, which is the largest city in America. Think about that now. Puffy has a lot of it in America. That's why he's locked up. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else.
Yeah, that. So when is he going back to court? You know?
I didn't read today. He tried to get back out. They said no. So when his court
So
date
how
is, but
do you feel about a lot of people saying like his kids had something to do with a lot of the sex parties, the sex dungeons, and
sons did, but I gotta see the evidence though. But I
okay,
mean,
baby,
the evidence.
go.
Thank
Okay,
you. All right.
okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Real clutch going once. The real clutch going twice. The real clutch. Real clutch. Where you at?
Ooh, what's going on with you?
Prince, where you at? What city?
I'm in Georgia, Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia. What's your take on this Diddy situation? Do you think he should go to jail for past deeds, or should he only go to jail if he's guilty of a federal crime? Why do you feel black women still want him to go to jail even if he's not guilty of a federal crime?
If they don't have any concrete evidence on Diddy, they're not presenting that, sir. So with that being said, that right there alone lets me know that it's a hidden agenda behind all this stuff. So what I think is, I think that they need to present the evidence, you know what I'm saying, and then, you know what I'm saying, everything from that point on can be held correctly. Because we all know that the system and the judicial system, all that is corrupted to their, you know what I'm saying, advantage. So us as people, seeing what's going on, we let all this social media and everything else affect our real outlook on society and what's going on. Therefore, we are blind and we always going with these opinions and this other stuff with waves and stuff. That's what black people do. We go for all these waves and stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that they just need to present the evidence and all this other stuff they doing, you know, these memes and stuff about this. Like, what's really going on? You know what I mean? If he is accountable, he's accountable. But that don't add on to what we doing as black people as one. You know, what's going on?
Right. That's right. Thanks for tapping. Queen, that was strong. King, that was strong, King. Appreciate you, brother. One.
For sure.
Love. I agree with my brother, real clutch. Let me go to another sister. Where my sisters at? Where my 5-5 thick in the thigh, butter, almond, chocolate, fudge, pistachio, caramel, walnut, almond butter, shea butter queens? Where y'all at? I got to tap into a queen next.
Hey,
gorgeous. Where you at? What city you in right now?
I'm in Atlanta.
ATL. What is your take on the Diddy situation, Sister Kitty? They saying, some black women say that even if he's not guilty of a federal crime, he should go to jail for his past misdeeds. Where do you stand?
I feel like he's not innocent, but he also not as guilty as they trying to make it seem either. Like, I feel like it's a lot deeper than what we actually think it is. And I think it's like a huge conspiracy going on behind this.
So,
yeah, it's a little crazy.
So do I.
Stop.
Why do you think the black community is so quick to take down their own in the public eye, bro? We have no discretion when we attack each other. I can't remember the last time I attacked a Mexican online. A celebrity, a prominent. I can't remember the last time.
Listen, I wonder the same thing. I have no idea. It's like all the time. And it's an ongoing thing in our community where it's like we constantly trying to tear each other down, constantly trying to come for each other. It's like once a person reach a certain amount of success, it's our own people just tearing each other down. And I feel like it's deeply rooted, I feel like. And it's just systematic. It's deeply rooted. It comes from a long line of us just being misled to just be against each other. And instead of just going for each other and sticking up for each other, it's just constant bashing and just hate on each other instead of the opposition.
I got you. Thank you for tapping in, Queen. I appreciate that.
Thank you. I
All
love
right,
you.
Mama. Love you too, Queen. Be blessed,
You
baby.
too.
All right. Who tapping in? Who tapping in? 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Some of y'all freakier than Puffy. Some of y'all freakier than Puffy. Some of y'all freakier than Puffy. Sharice, what is your take on Puff Daddy? Some sisters say he should go to jail even if he's innocent of a federal crime because of his misdeeds in the past. Do you agree with that, or do you think he should be set free if he's not guilty of a federal crime?
I think that they got a lot of they found a lot of evidence on him. I just feel like what's done in the dark will come to the light. It's bigger than a lot of things we're looking at right now. They're saying he's probably involved with Tupac's situation. I feel like money can't always save you, but I also feel like, you know, it's just so much that we don't know. You know, he's not innocent, but also, you know, he's done a lot of things, I believe, and we got to look at, you know, not just normal people like celebrities, you know, children. I feel like it is different, like with the R. Kelly situation, how they do our people and do us. But I mean, I just feel like it just has to unwrap itself because a lot of people are starting to come out. A lot of people who look like us.
Oh, my queen, and I understand what you're saying about the initial question. I want you to answer that question. If there is no evidence or weak evidence of a federal charge, do you still think he should go to jail for his past misdeeds? Yes or no?
No, absolutely not. But I know for a fact they found lots of evidence. There's tapes. It's more than just baby oil they found.
How do you know? How do you know this?
Because I listen to the radio every morning when I take my kids to school.
Evidence, though, Queen. They haven't given us any evidence of sex trafficking. They told us about baby oil. They told us about guns.
A few people was coming forward, celebrities, but he paid them off to be quiet. A couple of people was coming forward before it all blew up, and before he even got arrested. There were people starting to try to open up, but you know he got money, so I feel like a lot of things is gonna start coming out. I don't think I know. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's innocent, but we just gonna see because I feel like if they didn't have enough, they would have probably tried to let him out on the deal that he's trying to. But if they don't have evidence, of course, he should be free. I feel like, but I believe there's too much. They have too much strong information to just let him go. They got a lot of stuff, you know, and it took them time to get this stuff. And I feel like with P. Diddy, you know, because they were talking about this since the beginning of 2024. So I feel like if you wanted to change anything, you know, you could have started changing things, you know, your house in Miami, LA, and simmering it down or getting rid of stuff and trying to change as a man. But, you know, now that you got everything rated, it's like they finding all this stuff. They're even surprised, like, oh, wow, you know, 800 dildos, baby oil, that's just the minor beginning stuff. Like the photos, the blackmail, it's so deep. Underage from Usher to Justin Bieber when they were kids. Like it's so deep. And I just feel like
federal charge, though, he's not being charged with, you know, doing anything with underage. That's not one of the charges. The charge is state sex trafficking.
Right. But with even with the sex trafficking, I feel like they may have more receipts on that because what's her Young Miami was saying stuff and trying to cover. It's a lot of other stuff. People was coming out, women who were involved supposedly in that. So I ain't gonna say he's innocent or they may have enough or not enough information. But if they don't have enough information to prosecute him, I absolutely think he should be free. Absolutely. To answer that question.
Thank you, Queen. I appreciate that.
All right.
All right, Mom. I know the media controls a lot of black people's minds, boy. The media is something. Where my girl Tiff the Gift at? Where my girl Tiff the Gift? Where you at, Tiff the Gift? Pull up on King Kong. Tiff, pull up.
Yo.
City you in, Tiff the Gift?
Hey, I'm in Champaign, Illinois.
Hey, boy, beautiful. How you doing?
I'm well. I won't complain.
Thank you, baby. All right. Where you at, Tiff the Gift? What city?
I'm in Champaign, Illinois.
Champaign, Illinois. Where is your opinion, Tiff the Gift, on this Puff Daddy situation? Some black women say if he's not guilty, he should still go to jail for his past indiscretions. Where do you stand?
For what he's being charged for, I say he may be He may not be. I ain't the fly on the wall to saw it
If
all.
he's not,
But
do you still want him
the
to go to jail for his past misdeeds?
the documents, like the charges with Cassie and everything, he did her very wrong. So we got evidence. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
but
It's
answer my
evident
question,
that he
baby.
did
Answer
that.
my question. If he's not guilty of a federal crime, do you still want him to go to jail for his past misdeeds, including the domestic abuse of Cassie? Are you okay with him going
Yes.
down, even if he's not guilty of the federal crime?
Because if it was me, I want him
But
to
can I
get
ask
what's
you a
coming.
question?
I
If
said
black,
yes.
let me ask you a question. If black women care that much about domestic abuse, why do we have so much domestic abuse in the black community and don't nobody say nothing about it or
Oh,
do nothing about it?
I'm very heavy. I grew up seeing domestic abuse violence, so I'm heavy against it. I don't allow it, and if I see it, I report it because I don't get down like that. I cannot respect that. I don't feel like you're a man if you put your hands on a woman like
And
that.
I agree.
Now,
We
it's
should
one
never
thing
put our hands on a woman.
it's one thing if you're trying to defend yourself, get somebody off of you, but to just blatantly beat somebody and stump somebody out, wrong, all the way.
I got you, baby. Thank you for tapping in, sweetheart. Keep that beautiful smile.
Thank
All
you.
right, mama. Let me get one of my brothers at. Where my alpha males? I need an alpha male. I need an alpha male. Where is Sister Awakened Divine Energy at? Where is my Sister Awakened Divine Energy at? Where is my Sister Awakened Divine? There she go. Where you based at, beautiful?
San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas is in the building. I only spoke in San Antonio one time, and I want to come back to San Antonio, but y'all got to find me a place to speak at, and nobody in San Antonio has been able to find me a place to speak at. What is your opinion on the Diddy situation? Do you agree, like many black women, he should go to jail, even if he's not guilty of a federal crime because of his past mistakes? Where do you stand at, Queen?
I don't agree with what Diddy did. I think he should go to jail for his past mistakes. Yes. Yes.
Now, why is that when you other men out here, particularly white men who have more than Diddy, and they never still
Wait, I'm sorry. Could you repeat it again? Your question again?
so many other men out here who are guilty of the they claiming Diddy, and they have not been charged with a crime?
No, it's not fair, but it's just like what he did to all those innocent people. Just as a whole, it's he should have a punishment for that. But I don't think it's fair. I think every race should be held accountable, for what they did.
God. God. Thanks for tapping in, beautiful.
Can I ask a question though?
Sure.
So, you had mentioned that you spoke in San Antonio, right?
Yeah.
And you are currently speaking in schools.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm in Austin, Texas, and I go to Houston Tillotson University. It's a HBCU. It's actually one of the oldest
I would love
HBCUs.
because I got an invite. Are you the sister who sent me the invite?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. So when we going to make that happen? Is somebody from the faculty going to reach out to administration or student activities? Or?
Yes, we're working on getting them to reach out to you personally because it has to go through them first. So please, if you can, please come speak here at Houston Tillotson University. It'll mean a lot.
Make it happen.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on here.
No problem, sweetheart. That's not me. That was the sisters, y'all. I'm crystal clear. I'm crystal clear. Where Goddess Khadijah at? Where my beautiful sister Goddess Khadijah at? Where Goddess Khadijah at? How you doing,
Hello.
Goddess Khadijah? Where you at in the world, Queen?
I'm in Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. What is your take on the Diddy thing? Some black women say he should go to jail even if he's not guilty of a federal crime because of what he's done in the past. What say you?
My opinion is he should A person should go to jail when a crime is committed. Based off of what I'm seeing right now, the domestic violence, I feel like when the money ran out, that's when charges started to come. My personal opinion.
That's very true. He's no longer a benefit to the power structure.
Correct. Exactly. And we see that a lot. When the payoffs get cut off, people start to talk. But when they were getting paid, when they're being financially compensated, it's all quiet.
Got you.
So thank you.
Why do you think black women still want? Why do you think so many sisters want to see him in jail anyway?
I think more so it has a lot to do with the fact of trauma. Like, we see abuse in our communities. We see how a lot of times domestic violence are overlooked when it comes down to black women. For me, a lot of the people that are his victims are not black women. He's a bunny hopper. He likes to, indulge in other ethnicities. So for me, the Tim Porter thing, these are all allegations. And I think a lot of times what happens is we get caught up in these conspiracy theories online, and it's hard for us to dictate the truth from falsehood. Again, the casting situation, that definitely was a crime. That was a crime that was committed, but that's not a federal charge. Like, I've never seen somebody get.
I love you too, baby.
What I think. I personally think that Diddy should have been charged for certain things. Just not.
All right, King.
I think he could have been charged for theft, robbing former people that worked for him. It was a lot of things that he could have been charged for. Even maybe conspiracies to homicides. We don't know. But I just don't think that domestic violence for me has never been a federal charge. And living in D.C. where we don't have state charges, everything is federal. I can see if he was in D.C., he would automatically go to the feds. But I just don't see, based off of the evidence that they are convicting him for, those are federal charges. And they're making it seem like it's some type of RICO type of thing. I mean, I've just never seen it. That's my personal opinion. I don't think that he should be in a federal court for those charges. Maybe state, but not federal.
Well said, my queen. Thanks for tapping in, beautiful. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too now. A lot of intelligent sisters and brothers on here. I like to see that. A lot of intelligent brothers and sisters. I like to see that. How you doing, beautiful?
Blessed be, brother. How are you doing?
Where you based at, queen?
I am everywhere. I am in my truck in a state I don't remember.
You don't even know where you at. You might be in the Colorado Rockies.
I don't know
are
where
you in
I'm
the
at.
Midwest? Are you on the South, East? Where you at?
No, I'm on the East. I'm on the East.
You on the East Coast. What do you think about this Diddy thing? Do you think he should go to jail even if he's innocent of a federal charge because of what he's done in the past? Or where do you stand at?
If he's guilty for the federal charges, he should go to jail. For the other stuff that he's done, I honestly feel like people should deal with him personally in the street. But
where the street justice at?
I mean,
I don't like him so bad. Where the street justice at?
I mean, for real. Because furthermore, whatever is going on is so much bigger than him. He's just a scapegoat for the moment. And a lot of other stuff will start to reveal itself, whatever it may be. That's what I feel. But yeah, if a brother guilty, it'll come out, go to jail. As far as the other stuff, like sister was saying about the state, man, let the streets deal with that. If that stuff is too old and they can't get it, they can't get any charges on them, let the streets need to deal with that. We got all these internet gangsters. We need some real folks to come on in and come handle. I mean, that's just me. Yeah, so.
Feel you quick.
I'm at work right now, Doc. I'm in the truck, man.
But what's your take on the Diddy?
Nah, man. P. Diddy should not be arrested for federal crimes if they not giving us proof of a federal crime. They showing bottles of baby oil and all of this type of stuff. And what they're doing is they're preying on the opinion of public to prosecute him how we did Bill Cosby, man. We got all this ignorance on the internet, everybody making fun of it. That's the same thing we did to Bill Cosby. And I was guilty of that too at that time. But you woke me up from that.